Hi guys, Social Media Week Lagos is around the corner once again, and I want to show you how you can submit your best Social Media Week Lagos event pitch. Now there are 6 event sessions or event formats that you can pick from. You can choose to host a masterclass, a meetup, a skills share, a speakeasy, a panel, or a Launched in Africa event. Now, just by way of reminder, Social Media Week Lagos is the largest social media tech and digital conference in all of Africa. So, if you're an individual, a startup, or a big business who dabbles in social media or digital media in one form or the other, then you may want to consider submitting a pitch to host an event at the next Social Media Week Lagos. Anyway, without further delay, here are the steps on how you can submit a pitch to host an event at the next SMW Lagos. First of all, you start by going to the website, which is www.socialmediaweek.org/Lagos or www.smwlagos.com. Both URLs take you to the same place. Then click on Submit an Event on the top left of the screen. This takes you to the list of various types of events, and once you've decided which one best suits the kind of event you have in mind, click Submit. Now you need to register or log in to submit a pitch. But before we do that, I want to tell you a little bit about this panel on the left. It's filled with helpful tips about the event type or session format that you're about to apply for. If you have an existing Social Media Week login, please note that it won't work here. The event submission login is different, so if you're coming here for the first time, you'll need to create a new one. Enter your email address and your preferred password and be sure to remember them. Once you've signed up, you'll receive an activation email. Click on the link in the email to activate your account. You'll then be notified that your account is now active. You can now go back to the login page to enter your email address and your password. Now to actually fill an event application. The applications are divided into 2 or 3 parts. First, there's the partner information, which is information about you or your organization. Then there's the session information, where you fill the necessary details about your proposed event. So for the Speakeasy application, for example, we begin with the event partner information, and that starts with you filling in your first name, your surname or your last name, your company name, your company description, your job title, your email address, your contact number, and your company's URL. So basically information about you, the applicant. Then for the session information, you'll fill in the title for your proposed session. Try and make it something catchy and descriptive if you can. Then choose the category that describes your session from this drop-down arrow here. Then from the next drop-down arrow, you select who your target audience is. Next, in 500 words or less, provide a description of your proposed session. Then you write down the 3 main takeaways for the audience from your session. Use the plus sign to add new takeaways. Next, choose what hashtag you want your session to go by. It'll have to start with hashtag SMW. Next, you specify whether you'd like your event to be considered to hold at the SMW Lagos campus or if you'd like to provide your own venue. And then state whether or not you'd like to be a premium community member. You can read more about that right here. Finally, there's the proposed speaker information, where you state whether you've secured a speaker for your event or not. Once you've double-checked and you've filled all the necessary parameters, you can hit submit. Do remember that the applications for events do vary slightly. For instance, for a meetup, the application requires you to upload a headshot of the lead organizer, while for panel events, female representation on your panel is mandatory. So there are slight differences here and there with the applications. Please ensure that you go through your application thoroughly before you hit the submit button, because once you submit your pitch, there's no going back. You can't re-edit it. And this is all the more reason why you should take your time when filling out your application. The fact that you cannot save the progress of your application and revisit it later to edit is one of the few changes that exist in this year's application process, so be sure to look out for those changes. You're encouraged to send in your best pitch, but do remember that the selection process remains very competitive as Social Media Week Lagos gets loads of applications and pitches every year. In order to improve your chances of your event being selected, I recommend that you pick a session format aside from a panel or a masterclass, which is what a lot of people tend to go for. So in order to improve your chances, consider applying for any of the other 4 session formats. Additional tips can be found on the sidebar on the pages of the session formats on the website. And remember that the application process closes on November 21st, 2017. Good luck, and hopefully I'll see you at Social Media Week in February.